Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on a funeral elegy, which is a funeral elegy written likely by a man named John Ford for Sir William Peter, but Ford may have stolen from or been influenced by Shakespeare when he wrote it. So this is considered an apocryphal poem. And today we're going to look at lines 41 to 62. And what we've learned previously is that Sir William Peter died too young, and he was a great man. He was like a paragon of greatness. But at the end of yesterday's lines, we learned that, he wasn't immune to having bad thoughts every once in a while, but he knew better than to act on them. But, who exists that doesn't occasionally think bad things or have bad impulses? And line 41 continues on saying, "Such in the bypath and the ridgeway lurk that leads to ruin, in a smooth pretense of what they do to be a special work of singleness, not tending to offense, whose very virtues are not to detract, whilst hope remains of gain, base fee of slaves, despising chiefly men in fortunes racked. But death to such gives unremembered graves. Now therein lived he happy, if to be free from detraction happiness it be. His younger years gave comfortable hope to hope for comfort in his riper youth, which, harvest-like, did yield again the crop of education bettered in his truth. Those noble twins of heaven-infused races, learning and wit, refined in their kind, did jointly both, in their peculiar graces, enrich the curious temple of his mind. Indeed, a temple, in whose precious white sat reason by religion overswayed, teaching his other senses with delight how piety and zeal should be obeyed." So there's a couple of thoughts going on here. The first bit is, continuing from before that, who lives in a body that doesn't occasionally have a bad impulse, but that tends to lead people down the wrong path. Whether or not they intend to go down the wrong path, they get distracted and they do things that they shouldn't, and oftentimes end up unremembered because of that. But Sir William Peter didn't do that because he was free from those detractions. He got to live happy. And then it switches to talking about him younger, getting into the part where we're going to talk about a little bit of the history of his life, that he had a good youth. He was educated, and how great a thing that is that he was educated, and it calls his mind a temple, and saying yes, it absolutely was a temple, and like he would question things. Reason and religion would sit together and try to work out how to be pious and how to be a zealot. How can you be both? Should you be either? That kind of thing. So we're getting into a bit of the history of Sir William Peter, and we're going to continue along that route for a little while longer. So I will see you tomorrow for more of this funeral elegy. Mwah.